Hello crafty friends, welcome to my craft room. I'm Yvonne with Amjour, On My Mind Journaling and More. And tonight I only have a little bit in my craft room before I have to go pack again to go back to Chicago for another work trip. Today is the only day I have home in between these two work trips. So it's later in the day, and honestly, after this last week being gone and coming back, I'm a little tired. But this is relaxing to me, so I'm ready to do something in here. And what I want to do, of course, this is my August signature we put together before I left. I'm not going to really work on these pages because I only have a few pictures printed. I'm not going to take the time to print my pictures right now. But, and I popped it in, here we go. This is, oh my goodness, I don't have the dates in. This is the 5th, the 6th, I've got to grab this calendar. 5th, 6th, 7th. Yeah, and then, okay, so this is the 8th. And it was really a travel day for me. Here's all the number tiles. And I need to find the date because I want to know how much room I have. And what I'm going to do, oh, that was easier than I thought. Friday the 8th. This was the day I traveled back home. I'm going to put all of these back in this little pouch again until I come back. This was a travel day for me. And Thursday was kind of the event of the week. And one of the prompts, where did I just put it, is reflection. And I mean, you can write, like do a journal post and do some reflection journaling. But when I saw this in the event venue, I took a picture of it, and it's a very ornate mirror. And it got me thinking about the last book I read. There was a quote in there that spoke to me, and I wrote it down. I was going to, when I sew in my July signature, I was going to pop this in to the June signature because I finished this book in June. But in this book, it says, people are not mirrors. They don't see you how you see yourself. And that quote from that book has stuck with me. And because honestly and truly, I struggle with the mirror in general. A lot, I'm very critical of myself. So this big ornate mirror in this event venue hall where I'm surrounded by people, I have to make a lot of small talk. I'm already in an uncomfortable situation. So, but I took this picture because of this quote. Let me mark this page where I want to put this. And since this was a travel day, I thought this would be the perfect day to do one of the journal prompts. While I was waiting to catch my flight, I stopped and I bought some paint pens, one black, one white, just to try them. I've never used these, and I really liked them. I used the black and just made a background, and then the white, I just wrote that quote on top of the black. And so this is going to go on this page with this mirror. In keeping with reflection, I've had a couple of ideas while I'm in flight. I'm thinking about how I'm going to create this page. And so reflection, it's like, oh, what do I have in my craft room that's reflective? And I searched in my craft room this morning while I was drinking my coffee for anything. The only thing I could come up with it was tinfoil. And I'm tossing around, do I want to cut out this lovely, lovely ceiling and glue down this ornate mirror to tinfoil so that you see the tinfoil, and then this would be the quote on top of it. I'm torn, so I'm going to, while I think about it, I'm going to cut out this quote that I wrote with those paint pens, which I really like. I may pick up a few more in my travels if I come across them. I bought some new paints too, but I'm not going to get to use them today. Just in some, to me, they were some August colors. It's like gray, peach, forget what the other color is, maybe like a tannish color, but really muted colors, but they go really well together. So, let's cut out that quote. I just want to see, there's a pretty ornate bookshelf back behind there. I just want to see if this quote is just going to cover that up, or I think I'm just going to, complicate things, of course, and cut this out. So that's going to be the tricky part. I'm not real good at this kind of stuff, but I have this gyro cut. I guess it's a pen. It cuts like a knife. We'll just see how this goes. If I get quiet, it's because I'm truly concentrating on getting this. Maybe I have to go like this. Concentrating on getting this out. I can't really tell where I'm cutting, but I'm just going to trust that it is cutting. But I want to keep the ornateness of this mirror. And I know that's giving away a lot of me and my kind of issues when it comes to just even seeing this mirror made me uncomfortable. Well, it is cutting out. Let's see. I want to try to keep these flowers. I might have to come back with the scissors, but let's see if I can just get this straight line over here with this fancy cutter. I love the ceiling too. The ceiling in this building had these crossbars on top of it. I've always been attracted to that type of ceiling. So, anywho, almost there, and then maybe I can trim around the flowers. See how this works out. Well, how about that? Look at, I didn't cut here. Go back, try to get it. It's not going straight, so I'm going to get my tiny scissors and see if I can get in there and free it up some. There we go. And now I'm just going to try to keep these pretty. This was a huge basket of flowers, a floral arrangement. Pretty fancy. fancy. Which I don't know, sometimes that in itself makes me feel uncomfortable because I am not a fancy schmancy person. I like getting dressed up and going to things like this, but it's just kind of not what I do all the time. Okay, let's see if I can trim this up at the top a little bit so we don't see the white edge. Okay. And how's that going to look? I think it's going to look interesting. I'm all about interesting. Now, I'm trying to figure out what I want to use to tape this down. I'm thinking probably double-sided tape to get it to stick to the tin foil. I think. Uh-oh. Here we go. One. Do it all the way down. I didn't really need the tin foil all the way down, but we'll go with it. A little bit here. My neighbor, I don't know what you can hear and what you can't hear, but my neighbor's daughter is having a birthday party, and they are out there having the best time of their life. Maybe one piece here too. And then this will get glued down to the page on top of that. But I just don't know how it's going to work on the tin foil. So trying to get this. I think I'm better off with my fingers. There's one. They're screaming. Good screams. You know, like they're having a lot of fun, which makes me happy. Okay, is that the last one? Yep. All right. This will just get stuck down to the tin foil. And I'm not going to use my good scissors on this. I don't know what tin foil will do to my nice Tim Holtz scissors. So I'm going to use these old scissors. Cut out the tin foil I do not need. I'm loving this. So I'm all about a quote. And like I said, when I read that in the book, I underlined it, and then it struck out to me so good, I went back and I highlighted it, and then I wrote in the back of the book the page that quote was on. I also don't want this tin foil to cut me. Tin foil can be pretty sharp. I wonder. Yeah, let's do it like this. I don't need to cut around those flowers. I just need it to be attached to the mirror part of it. I'll come back and cut out those flowers again. I put some red tape on my mat because I've noticed the past several videos, when I go to post them, I'm not in the frame. So I'm trying to get better about that, so you can actually see what it is, what the heck I'm doing. Okay. And now, let me not cut myself with this tin foil. What do I have here? I think I just need to trim it behind the flowers. Yep. And then come back to the mirror and trim it up better. Okay. Okay, I don't want to leave the foil on there because when I come back I won't remember and I'll go to swipe it. Sorry about scrunching up the foil. And I'll end up cutting myself on that foil. Okay, so there's the reflection in the mirror. And let's go back to the journal page. Right here. And I'm going to lose some of the florals anyway, but still like it. Guess I don't need that. But I do want this. People are not mirrors. And it's true, we are our own worst enemy when it comes to being critical. But I've got to put the date up here. I think that's going to do it for this page. How cute is that? I love it. Love it, love it. I enjoy getting creative. Now, I think I'm going to just use this double-sided tape again to keep this down. Like so. I might have to glue the edges a little bit. Whoops. Well, that's all right. We'll see. One more piece here. I don't know if you can hear them playing outside. It's just sounds like a great time to be had. She has some of her friends over. She's much younger than my granddaughter, so. But I enjoy hearing all the hoopla. All right. Now, let's get this down. I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to come back and use some art glitter glue too. I just don't want this foil coming up and cutting me or anyone else kind of flipping through this journal after the fact. Right now, my granddaughter kind of grabs some of my journals and she enjoys flipping through them. I leave them out. Anybody that wants to pick them up and flip through them. I can't get that. Maybe I can get it on this end. I couldn't get that double-sided tape up from that end. I think because it overhung and wasn't really attached to anything. And the fact that I don't have any nails. We were at a golf event, which I'm not. I do not like to play golf, but unfortunately being in sales, it's sometimes part of it. And it was so hot. So hot. Okay, so there's the double-sided tape, but I am going to put some art glitter glue kind of around the outside too, just to ensure this is down really well. And plus I've got this paper that doesn't have any glue on it. About that. And up the top, maybe I'll just do like this. I have no idea what type of glue to use on tinfoil, but this is what I'm using. Up to the top. And I think that's got it down pretty darn good. I'm going to need this because I want to do this quote, and because it's going on the tin foil, I usually use a glue stick on paper, but I don't know what's going to stick to tin foil, so we're going to use this again. Okay. I love this. I'm going to trim the flowers at the bottom of this page. Otherwise I will forget. There we go. I love this page. Now, like I said, this was a travel day, so there wasn't really much going on. So I think that's a perfect page to put this prompt. And I wonder if I might think on this page a little more and see if I can figure out a way to add some hidden journaling and maybe journal about, honestly, about some of my insecurities. So there is the first prompt for August. Love it. If you have any ideas, because I won't get back to this page until after I get back. I'm going to try to stick some art glitter glue underneath that. If you have any ideas on how to add some hidden journaling to this page, please let me know. I love new ideas and trying new things. There, I think that's got it. Of course, I guess I could just do some sort of flip this way. Where's those other prompts? I had also thought about using the split brad pens, maybe have a journaling card. Oh, you can see the glue through it, it's fine. That flips out to expose the mirror. I don't know, not sure. I will think on it. So there's the first prompt. I have a bunch of stuff that I brought back from my trip this time. A lot of it is stuff I probably won't use. I know I wanted to use, where did it go? It was, here it is. I got everything packed and realized as I was driving to the airport, it was cold. I'm not used to it being cold. And so before I got on the plane, which was, what day was that? This day. Before I got on the plane, I bought a sweater. Can you believe it? I can't. It's still summer to me. But this was an extra button from that sweater. And here's, you know how they put ribbon in the shoulders, I think to keep it up on your shoulders. I wondered if I could put this ribbon through the button holes, tie a little bow, and use it in the journal. I don't know, but I'm gonna try. So I got one end in. trying to twist ribbon, and I have glue, and all right, let's see. I want it to be here if it'll go through. Almost need a tweezer. Oh my goodness, I think it's coming through. Ha! How about that? So, or do I want to put it? I think I'm just going to tie a bow and use it as a little embellishment on this page. I'm not good at bows, but this will give me an idea of what I want to do with this page when I get to it. So cute. Just to document that I bought the first sweater of the season. And of course it was so hot golfing, but it cools off at night in Chicago. So there we go. I don't know where I'm on this page I'm going to use it. And I've got some extra ribbon just in case. And there was one other thing I thought I had stuck it in here already. But well, here's a card. I'll show you that in a second. If I can't find it, I'll get back to it when I get back. But when in the heck am I ever going to use this again? Once you see it, you'll know what I'm talking about. Oh, that's not it, but that got caught on my headphones. Oh my goodness. That's not it. Well, maybe it's gone. Now it's in here somewhere. I'm probably skipping over it. I thought I had put all the magazine images together in this bucket. Maybe I'm just skipping over it. Oh, come on. Yeah, I skipped over it. Okay, sorry about that. I did find it. And I think, let's see, it's just a magazine clipping. And so let's see. This was the travel day. This was the golf event. And I think I would just want this. And then this card, I do have one picture. One of the people we were golfing with took the picture for me. So this card says golfing women. Not sure if I'll use that or not. And then I had stuck this in there. I may use this card instead somehow, but I'm going to stick them in there while I'm thinking about it. And everything else, this was one thing I know I'm going to use too. Everything else can wait. This is the drive. I did have a hard time driving to the airport because of the weather, so I may use this too. Yeah. And then this would go here. This was a restaurant we went to eat at. And isn't that beautiful? I think it's beautiful. Yeah. And it's just a postcard. They gave these out. So that goes on this page. So I think I want this way. Yeah. All right. And I'm just trying to get ideas so I don't get too far behind in this journal. All right. Short and sweet. I will be back at it next week, and we'll probably post a longer video, but I love this journal prompt already. Oh, that's what I didn't do. And now I don't know where it is. The prompt I cut out that says reflection. Well, I'm going to, once I find it, it's here somewhere. I probably, wonder if I tossed it. Once I find it, I'm going to glue it down to that page and call it done. Isn't it funny how things just poof disappear? And you probably can be like, it's right there. But in any case, all right. I have got to get to packing. I will see you next time. Have a great rest of your day. Bye-bye.